Hey there! If you're a senior or planning for retirement, listen up. There are some important changes coming that could affect your Social Security benefits and taxes. Let's break down the details so you can stay ahead of the game. Let's dive right into it. A bill recently passed the Senate, and now it's heading to the House for a final vote before it lands on the President's desk for approval. This bill includes some key changes that could affect Social Security, tax deductions for seniors, and even things like tips and overtime pay. It's important to know what these changes mean for you, so let's go over them step by step. First, there's a new deduction for seniors. The House originally proposed a $4,000 deduction for people aged 65 and older. But the Senate raised that amount to $6,000. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but hold on a second. This deduction won't actually benefit a lot of seniors as much as it seems. Here's why. Most seniors don't pay taxes on their Social Security benefits anyway. So this new deduction isn't going to make a big difference. What it will do is lower the amount you're taxed on. For example, let's say you receive $30,000 a year in Social Security benefits. With this new deduction, your taxable amount would drop to $24,000. It's a small reduction, but it's not going to drastically affect your tax bill, especially if you're not already paying taxes on your Social Security benefits. And here's another important detail. You need to earn $75,000 or less as an individual, or $150,000 or less as a couple to qualify for this deduction. But there's a catch. It's not permanent. This deduction is only available for 3 years. So while it could offer a little help, it's not a long-term fix, and it's definitely not going to drastically change your financial situation. Now, let's move on to no tax on tips and no tax on overtime pay, which are also part of this bill. If you work in the service industry or earn overtime, these updates might catch your interest. No tax on tips. The House originally proposed eliminating taxes on tips entirely, but the Senate added a $25,000 cap. So, if you work a tip-based job, you could see some relief if your tip income is under this cap. But if you make more than $150,000, this won't do much for you. Plus, just like the senior deduction, this change is only for 3 years. It's a temporary benefit, and if you're making more than that $25,000 in tips, you won't benefit at all. No tax on overtime. If you earn overtime pay, this could also affect you. The Senate has capped the overtime tax deduction at $12,500 for individuals and $25,000 for couples. Once again, if you make more than those thresholds, you won't see any real benefit from this change. However, if you're in the lower income bracket, this could help reduce how much you're taxed on your overtime pay. But like everything else in the bill, this is only available for 3 years. So when you look at all of this, what are we really seeing? These changes are mostly temporary tax breaks aimed at reducing the burden for some people, mainly seniors, service industry workers, and those who work overtime. But as you can tell, the caps and time limits mean these adjustments are not going to have a huge impact, especially for those who don't qualify. So what's the bottom line here? While these changes may offer a bit of relief, they're not big game changers for most seniors. It's important to stay informed though, because every little bit helps, especially when you're living on a fixed income. These updates are small, but they could make a difference in the short term if you qualify. But remember, this bill is only temporary, and it won't solve the larger issues we face with Social Security and taxes. If you want to stay up to date on these changes and get more tips on managing your Social Security and taxes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for regular updates. You don't want to miss out on future videos that can help you stay financially smart during retirement. If you found this helpful, be sure to hit the like button and share it with friends or family who need to know about these updates too.